What happens when a war-torn nation refuses to repay billions in aid? President Zelensky just shocked the world, and the US, with a bold declaration. Could this decision spark a global crisis, or is it a desperate move for survival? Stay with us to uncover the high-stakes power game playing out behind closed doors. Welcome to Mike's US News Digest, your trusted source for critical stories shaping our world. In today's video, we dive into a rapidly escalating situation between Ukraine, the United States, and Russia that could change the future of global diplomacy. On March 28th, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that his country would not recognize previously approved US military aid as loans requiring repayment. That's right, no repayment despite the billions already delivered. Let's break this down. The US and its Western allies have sent tens of billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine, some of it as non-refundable aid, but a portion as concessional loans. Zelensky's statement hints that Ukraine intends to default on those loans. And this comes as President Donald Trump demands quick resolution, suggesting that if Ukraine can't repay, they should at least dig up rare earth minerals as compensation. The aid wasn't just for defense. It covered weapons, ammunition, soldier training, and even kept the Ukrainian government operational. But now, Ukraine can't afford to pay. Why? The war has devastated Ukraine's economy. Cities lie in ruins, infrastructure has collapsed, industry is frozen, and tax revenue is vanishing. Experts estimate a 30 to 40% drop in GDP since the invasion began. The nation is almost entirely dependent on foreign aid to survive. Naturally, debt repayment has taken a backseat to food security, rebuilding efforts, and national defense. But Zelensky flatly refuses a ceasefire, the only path that might offer economic breathing room. This hardline stance isn't without consequence. US aid could be slashed or stopped altogether, especially with growing domestic pressure in Washington. Lawmakers and citizens alike are questioning if continuing aid to Ukraine is sustainable or wise. And if Ukraine can't manage finances or deliver results, the diplomatic fallout could be devastating. Countries like those in the EU and NATO may reduce support, isolate Ukraine, or restrict new loans, all at a time when Ukraine needs every dollar just to survive. Even worse, political unrest could erupt. If citizens lose faith in Zelensky's government, protests, or even a coup could follow. This internal instability might give foreign powers a chance to interfere, deepening Ukraine's vulnerability. And the humanitarian risk? Massive. Millions could lose income, access to healthcare, and fall into poverty. Europe might see a surge of refugees fleeing yet another failed front line. Meanwhile, Russia waits. A Ukraine cut off from the West is a golden opportunity for the Kremlin. With weakened defenses, Ukraine might be forced to make concessions, losing territory or bowing to Russian demands in peace talks. Zelensky did say Ukraine would negotiate, just not with Putin. He rejected Putin's proposal of a UN-supervised provisional government, calling it nothing more than a stalling tactic. Everything Putin does is designed to delay peace, Zelensky said in a recent press conference, standing firm in his strategy. But is that resilience or recklessness? As this geopolitical chess match plays out, Zelensky may not realize he's just a pawn. The more stubborn his stance, the more isolated and endangered Ukraine becomes. On March 28th, President Trump told reporters there's been some progress in diplomatic talks, but the rift between Russia and Ukraine runs deep. He emphasized his desire for peace, noting that both sides are losing 2,500 young men each week, though he didn't clarify if that figure includes injuries or deaths. Vice President J.D. Vance echoed that message during a visit to Greenland. He confirmed a ceasefire on energy infrastructure had been reached, and a new deal on Black Sea trade routes was near, with a broader truce on the horizon. This week, US and Russian officials met in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, to revive the 2022 grain export agreement, crucial for Ukraine's economy. Russia said it would agree to a maritime ceasefire, but only if the West lifts sanctions on Russian agricultural banks and reconnects them to the SWIFT system. What do you think? Is Ukraine right to reject repayment? Can diplomacy actually end this war? Or are we watching another endless conflict take shape? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from Mike's US News Digest. Until next time, stay informed, stay sharp. The EU rejected that demand. According to EU Foreign Affairs spokesperson Anita Hipper, the West will maintain pressure until Russia withdraws from all occupied Ukrainian territories. Despite this, Trump believes peace is still within reach, but only with mutual compromise. He ended by saying, "If I'm not elected president, this war will drag on much longer."